Hi everyone, it's Steve from Relentless Training here in Bath. This is our private training studio in Oldfield Park. I've just finished my back shoulders workout. I'm going to be competing in the UK DFBA men's physique competition in 9 weeks time. So we're cutting down a little bit of body fat over that time. What this really is about though is we're launching a men's semi-private training, and we've been doing this with ladies since January. It's been working absolutely amazing. So in terms of support, community, competitiveness, everyone is getting way more than they would from just one-to-one personal training. Obviously, it's a fraction of the price if you're talking about contact time with clients. So what we're looking for is for men who realize that to get to their goals is not going to be a quick fix. They have a long way to go, and we're going to be working with them several times a week with training, nutrition, and really just making the absolute most of a whole year committed to a program. So we're going to see some fantastic results and get people looking amazing. So if this is something that might interest you or somebody that you know, please share this with them. And we're going to be running a special promotion, seeing as we have been in the studio for nearly a whole year. So looking for 4 men, you've got some big changes, you realize the importance of commitment, give us a private message, and then we will see if we can bring you down for a taster session, have a little chat, and see if we can work together. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you.
Okay, when I first started coming to the gym, I was very self-conscious. I was overweight. When I did go to the gym by myself, I was really conscious of what other people were doing around me, and I was really conscious that people were seeing me do things wrong or that I didn't fit into the gym. So I didn't really exercise as hard as I should have done, and I wasn't able to get to my maximum limit whenever I was in the gym.
So physically, when I started training, I was about 140 kilos and emotionally pretty wrecked actually. So I remember a trip that I went on to Las Vegas, and I remember going onto the helicopter, clearly a fantastic event that you can go down to the Grand Canyon, and there was a weight limit, and I was pretty much over that weight limit, so we had to potentially pay double for our flights. So that was pretty devastating, to be fair. And at that point, I wasn't doing any training, I wasn't doing any physical exercise, I was paying little attention to any of my intake of food. So it was a one-track route to a pretty disastrous event.
The main reason why I needed to get to the gym was because I had an office job at the time, and I was getting fatter and fatter, and the catalyst to actually come to the gym was when I had to think about getting a pair of trousers bigger than 40 inches around the middle, which was an absolute devastation. So it made me come to the gym.
I did work out before, and I was working out quite a lot, but not very well. So I think the big change for me has just been the intensity and the effect that's had in the increase in strength and the improvement physically that I've seen. It's made a big difference from that point of view. In every area, I've got a lot stronger, especially legs, which I didn't do a lot at all before. They're now approaching a reasonable standard, I guess. But everything has improved steadily.
The biggest impact that I certainly recognised, it made me stop and think, was probably about a year ago. And I'd got down to my lowest weight that I'd been probably in 10 or 15 years actually, and I got down to less than 100 kilos. And that was pretty monumental in terms of what people said. So people were noticing the difference in me, the fact that I was able to wear medium-sized shirts, medium-sized t-shirts. That was pretty special actually. I used to struggle to go into shops and to buy clothes that used to fit well, or I'd have to go into these high and mighty type shops. I don't have to do that anymore, and I don't have to spend loads of money on clothes that are oversized. And I think that's a pretty big step, and actually it's a huge motivation at that point. And it will come. You will get to a weight where you're comfortable with what you look and feel like, and other people start to notice it. That's a huge turning point.
The key turning points are 2. The first time when I was able to text you to say that I bought a pair of 32-inch jeans was really, really key. And the second time was when I trained my legs well enough that I could actually go skiing for the first time. And I didn't have any injuries. Previously had really bad knees that dislocated. But I've now been skiing 2 or 3 times and really enjoy it.
I would say get stuck in. There's nothing else to do. There's no substitute for just getting in the room and getting started. And I think very quickly you'll feel like you're making progress. Very, very quickly your technique will improve. A lot of those fears will disappear, I'm sure, and you'll see real gains quite quickly.
I would say just go and do it. Have a first initial consultation, and a lot of your fears will be allayed. You can't make any mistakes, you can't do anything wrong, and you're taught how to do things properly.
So I think those people that are thinking about making a change and might be fearful of that, I think it's really natural. I was incredibly nervous to come to a gym. I hated it, literally used those words. I remember saying to you that the gym was definitely not a positive environment for me. I feared the fact that everyone was looking at me and looking at the size that I was. You have to take that leap of faith. At some point in time, you have to do it. You have to make a conscious decision to change and make a change in your life. And once you do that and get over the initial fear and that initial pain, and it will take a number of weeks, even months, to get through that space, it does definitely get better. You start to see a change, you start to feel a change, which you otherwise wouldn't have got. And that will simply spur you on to do even bigger and greater things. So I would encourage anyone to make that step, which is a brave step to take, but it's a worthy direction to go in.